Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the Everton News Daily. Everton have released a statement to announce changes to the board of directors. They announced that Chief Executive Officer Denise Barret-Baxendale, Chief Finance and Strategy Officer Grant Ingles, and non-exec Graeme have left their roles at the club. The outgoing directors have worked tirelessly over the recent months to assist with the preparation for a transition to a new board. The club is very appreciative of this generous accommodation, which is both characteristic of them and entirely in the spirit of the best values of our club. A statement from the departing directors reads, "We have been fully committed during our time here. We are disappointed to have made the decision to leave Everton. We have worked tirelessly alongside the chairman in what has been a challenging period to deliver some of the most significant projects in Everton's history. Projects that will safeguard and sustain the commercial future of the club for generations to come." They go on to say, "We are proud of the commercial growth project progress during our time on the board, including the construction of the club's new waterfront stadium. The construction project, the largest currently on site in the UK, is progressing at pace." The Bill Kenwright has come out and said also that this has been a great board who have all worked tirelessly for the club, no matter what the circumstances. My relationship with Denise has been one of the closest in football. I thank her for many achievements, particularly her magnificent work in respect for our new stadium. I think it was pretty inevitable that they were leaving. I think it got to a point where they couldn't really carry on. No matter what they did, there was always going to have that, the history of where Everton have finished under this board hanging over the head. So, and it seems like even though they've been there for years now, they don't seem to be learning from the mistakes, and they've been given plenty of opportunities, and we seem to be getting worse and worse every year. Finishing 16th and then finishing 70th the next year, it's not good enough, and they keep making the same wrong decisions. There's a famous quote by John Blaine: "Change the people," meaning if the people can't change in the job, then get rid of them, get new people in. And I think this was always going to happen. It's interesting that the chairman hasn't stepped down. Whether he will, I don't know, or whether a chairman needs to be in place to, at all times or something. I don't know how it works, but I imagine he'll go as well. I'm not too sure at this point. But yeah, I want to leave you with Baz for the rest of the news.
Carlo Ancelotti is to sue Everton. It is being reported today. The Italian's lawyers made the submission to the High Court on Friday, and this relates to general commercial contracts and arrangements. The 64-year-old left Everton to join Real Madrid, despite signing a 4.5-year contract with the Toffees, and is held in high regard by Evertonians. Lots of Blues devastated when he left Everton. Carlo has gone on record saying he's still an Evertonian and he wants the club to do well. So this will come as a little bit of a kick in the plums. There is the latest in a line of press that doesn't really reflect well on Everton doing things as a business. He's entitled, of course he is, if Everton owe him money, haven't fulfilled parts of a contract, then he's well within his right to take the football club to court, but we'll have to wait and see the outcome of this one. But Carlo Ancelotti is set to sue Everton in the High Court. Everton will receive £2.5 million due to Manchester City winning the UEFA Champions League on Saturday night. City beat Inter 1-0 with a 68th minute goal from Rodri to give them their first ever Champions League. It helped Pep Guardiola win the Champions League again, this time at a different club. First taste and success of Barcelona is now achieved at Manchester City. But the windfall is due to the contract that Everton signed with City, which took John Stones from Goodison Park to the Etihad back in 2016 for £50 million. The defender, come midfield player as he was at the weekend, has been in fantastic form for City of late. He was absolutely majestic on Saturday night. He's been brilliant in that role in midfield, the role I always thought he could play. He seemed more of that type of player than a centre-back, but he's been brilliant for City and just got better and better for them, culminating in that Champions League win at the weekend, which means Everton are £2.5 million better off. that might go up the door to Carlo Ancelotti unless they sort that out in typical Everton style. Demarai Gray is the subject of interest from Fulham. That is according to reports today. Gray joined Everton in July 2021 from Bayer Leverkusen. He's got 12 goals in 2 seasons for the Blues. He joined for £1.6 million from the German club. Other clubs are thought to be interested in the winger who turns 27 at the end of this month. The main reason that people are saying Gray may move on is due to lack of starts at Everton under Sean Dyche. Gray was in and out the side once Sean Dyche came through the door in January. No fee has been mentioned as yet. Gray still under contract at Everton. And Everton have again today been linked with a move for Lyon striker Moussa Dembele. The 26-year-old is out of contract at the end of June. Journalist Fabrizio Romano stating today that Everton have the proposal, along with Galatasaray and a couple of other clubs, know exactly what Dembele is looking for. And I've got a good opportunity to take him. Everton have been interested in taking him in January as well. Couldn't quite get that one over the line. But the opportunity is there to take Dembele on a free at the end of the month. Dembele has scored 70 times in 172 games for Lyon since joining them from Celtic. Everton are thought to want at least 2 centre-forwards in this summer to cope with the injuries we had last season, which obviously Dominic Calvert-Lewin suffered greatly with injuries last season. But Sean Dyche wanting 2 strikers in as well as a winger, midfielder and a left-back apparently this summer. That is it for the News Daily. Give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. See you later.